It's the Jake and Ben Show. 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 Oh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Jake and Ben Show. My name is Jake, and I'm here with Ben, as always. Hello, Ben.
Hi. Hello there.
Hi. And this episode I think is gonna be a more relaxed one than last week's. Ben has some explaining to do for himself. I'm gonna let him handle it before we get into anything. Yeah. So
this is gonna be the most laid back I've ever been, because normally I have notes prepared. I don't have any whatsoever, because just a few moments ago I beat Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4. It came out on Friday. As of now, it's Sunday. What is it? 4:10 Eastern time. Wow. What a game that is. It's a beauty. And just the main story I beat. There's still so much else to do. And yeah, there's a DLC coming, but as soon as I beat it, I was like Thor from the first film. You know, when he first has coffee, throws it down. It's like another. That's how I am with this game. I so hope there's a second game, which I gotta assume, because this game, it's the most hype I've seen.
Everyone's
for a game
talking
in a while.
about it. Yeah,
and
for sure.
What's so weird about it also is that I used to be a heavy gamer, not so much now. It's when I can, which is still quite often, but I'm not as crazy into it now. When I was a kid, I loved single player, just story modes. Get older, I'm more into multiplayer, and then now, less multiplayer, more I just want a good story. So I've been missing that. And PlayStation, for the most part, has those story, whether God of War, so many others, and now Spider-Man. And wow, what a Insomniac just nails Spider-Man, and it's so satisfying. It is so satisfying to have I'll say good Spider-Man game. And why I say good at first is because, I mean, I know there's fans of the other Spider-Man games that came out. I played them, I enjoyed them, but they weren't good at all, in my opinion. This, amazing. It is, truly the amazing Spider-Man.
Wow.
So it's awesome.
I see.
And I stood you up on Friday, because I think when we were talking, we were planning to do it Friday, and I was supposed to have a class on Friday, which I had on Thursday, and then the guy's like, you know what, don't come Friday. So I was like, thank God don't come Friday, because there's 6 hours that I get to play Spider-Man, which turned into 9. Wow. So yeah, I kind of forgot about the day, and I just went right into Spider-Man, and it is, Spider-Man.
It's amazing, eh?
Wow.
I was at Walmart the other night, and I saw the PS4. I don't own a PS4. Yeah. I only have an Xbox. But I saw the PS4, like the Spider-Man edition one, and half of me debated getting it just for Spider-Man. I didn't do it because I don't have that money to spend.
You know what I'd say? Yeah, if you're somebody who doesn't have a PlayStation, the game is totally worth it. I have a PlayStation. I've had it since PlayStation came out. Now, I was getting ready to full-time switch over to Xbox, and then this game was announced, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold on to my PlayStation for when this comes around, because I'm going to want to play this. Big Spider-Man fan. And it's well worth it. So, like, I would wait until Christmas, and when the sales happen for systems, wait for that,
true.
Get the game. It is, very much worth it. It is a great story. It's not just, they nailed the gameplay of Spider-Man, but not just that, it is a great story. Okay. There's a few parts within the story that some stuff happens quick, but you get past that fast, and it's so good. And the ending, it's obviously a funny, Spider-Man. So you get some quips there that are funny, and it's a moving, emotional story, and it is awesome.
See,
and I don't care about spoilers for games. You can spoil anything for me, but playing this, I didn't want to be spoiled, so I stayed away from the internet because there's a lot there. And yeah, that's part of the reason why I rushed to beat it, because I didn't want any spoilers.
Oh, okay. See, I played on the PS2. I played a Spider-Man game, and then I loved it back in the day. But I'm not a huge story mode player when it comes to video games. I love me multiplayer. I like multiplayer shooters. Like Fortnite is my life right now. Like everyone else in the world. But so I don't know if getting the PlayStation. I don't know. I love just the feeling of swinging around as Spider-Man though. Like back in the day.
They nail that. They so
key
nail that.
I could just do that for hours rather than just.
Well, exactly. That was my thing. Why, I could have beat this game yesterday, but I spent so much time just swinging around, and you get lost with just swinging around. That's
awesome.
Fun. It's awesome.
All right.
But you know what? I can talk about Spider-Man all day, so I will switch, just to talk about some movies because that's what we're here to talk about. And I want to start off with talking about some box office. And I want to shout out Mission Impossible Fallout if you've heard us talk about it. Maybe you haven't. I love this movie. It's one of my favorites, and it's my favorite Mission Impossible movie. Well, the movie now is the highest grossing worldwide Mission Impossible film with $726 million, thanks to China. It opened up huge in China, had the highest Mission Impossible opening there with, I think it was like 75 million. I can get the number up here.
Wow.
It opened up to 76 million. And this weekend it did another 30 plus. So it is now the highest grossing worldwide Mission Impossible film, and it's coming close to domestic, which Mission Impossible 2 held the record for domestic and worldwide, and now Fallout beat its worldwide, and it's getting close to beating the domestic. As of right now, it sits at 212 million domestically, with Mission Impossible at 215. You hear those numbers? Does it do anything for you?
It doesn't do too much for me. Yeah, it's not anything too crazy, but it is an amazing movie. I always like when good movies make lots of money. It just gives me some faith in the world. So it's nice that one of the better summer movies this year made worthy money. So that's all I take away from that.
Yeah. Now there's another movie that you can talk more about because I haven't seen it. It's The Nun. It opened up this weekend, and I didn't know the numbers for it until, like you said, you wanted to talk about it. I looked it up, and wow, it opened up to 53 million.
Wow.
And worldwide, it's made 131 million so far.
Damn.
You've seen the movie.
Damn.
You can comment more on about it. When I seen that, I thought that was surprising.
Yeah, that is surprising.
Just from what I've heard about
That's got to be the highest grossing opening weekend for this Conjuring universe, I assume.
Let me look this up.
Right? It's got to be. But
so The Conjuring, just do you want to look at worldwide numbers or domestic? Do you want to know the openings or just?
Let's do opening domestic if you can find that. So
The Conjuring, The Conjuring opened up to 41 million.
All right.
Okay, so that's The Conjuring. The Conjuring 2, it opened up to 40 million.
Wow. So I'm going to assume The Nun is the biggest.
So we have Annabelle Creation that opened up to 35.
Oh,
I gotta assume we're gonna check out Annabelle now, and that opened up to 37. So yeah, this is the highest opening for the Conjuring universe.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
What I just got finished saying about quality making money is always nice. I'm gonna have to mention that again, where I say that this movie is not quality and it made money. So it's I was just excited. Now I'm sad again. The Nun was incredibly disappointing. I am a big Conjuring and big horror fan. So, I saw The Conjuring, and it is just it is a nothing movie. I couldn't believe how little happens in this movie. Being a fan of this franchise and a horror fan in general, this movie's made for me, but no. Just nothing. And I'm going to be brief talking about it here because I could probably go into just how really garbage this movie is, but really to sum it up, it's just a complete empty void of movie. Yeah, it made a lot of money, which is cool. I like when horror movies make money. I like when smaller movies make money, then they make more of them. I don't want to lose the smaller movie when we have this landscape of just huge blockbusters all the time. It's what we're talking about a lot. It's nice to have movies made for $10 million and whatnot and see them succeed, but it just sucks when they are of this quality. But
because this one apparently had a 22 million production budget.
Wow. Okay.
So it's made for that budget, it's made a lot back.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we're definitely going to get more of this universe, which I want more of this universe. I think there are, for the most part, the majority of these movies are good. The Conjuring, The Conjuring 2, and Annabelle Creation, I think are all really solid horror movies. But you have this and you have Annabelle, which are just this may be the worst in the franchise. It's just a disappointment. I just couldn't believe it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you just this is it's not really a spoiler, but I guess it spoils a gag. I gotta tell you a joke more.
Yeah.
So. All right.
You can spoil it. 'Cause honestly, I'm not going to see this movie.
Okay, I'm gonna just in case anyone's listening, I'm gonna be loose on it, but near the end of the movie, it's like the climax of the movie. You know, the music's swelling, shit's getting intense, and then of course, it's like this has like a religious angle, like all these ghost movies do and whatnot. So they have like this comic relief character who goes, "Holy shit!" Right? Because of course, crazy things are happening. But in all seriousness, they play this completely serious. The priest goes, "The holiest," and it's like he literally made the holiest of shits joke at like one of the like this supposed to be like a really emotional part of the movie, really intense, and it came out. The music never cuts out. It's always played serious, but literally someone goes, "Holy shit," and with a straight face, this dude goes, "The holiest," and that sums up the movie. It's just, that was the highlight of the movie, though, sadly enough, because, I got a chuckle.
Really?
That was like the only fun part of it. But the rest is just like boring, contrived, confusing. That's it.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, that sounds like quite an endorsement.
Yeah.
You answered a question I was going to ask was,
Okay.
Are you a fan of this Conjuring universe? Why I was going to ask is, this is just a side note, but do you know who was the executive producer, which I know, what does that really mean, of the whole Conjuring universe?
James, is this James Wan or is it the answer?
Well, one of his partners.
Lee Whannell? Because
Walter Hamada, who is now the head of DC.
Weird. I
DC,
didn't know that.
Films. You know what I heard?
I think
real
I
quick?
remember hearing that way back when he was hired by DC. I think I remember them talking about that. You just brought it back to my mind. But yeah.
Yeah, I'll be quick with this, but I just think of this because we had Comic-Con a few months ago, and they didn't announce anything new. And we got Aquaman, we've got Shazam, Wonder Woman, 1984. We've got the Joker that we know of. There's this supposed, I believe, Birds of Prey movie happening. They're going to shoot, I think, within the new year. And, it just makes me think of DC real quick. And that when he came aboard, he was like, all right, let's just pump the brakes. We're not going to announce a bunch of stuff. Let's read these scripts. Let's get a good script. Let's get a director. Let's get moving and then announce stuff. Let's not just announce 500 movies and never do them. I just figured, shout him out because we're talking about this whole Conjuring universe. I don't know if he had anything. I know he's credited for executive producer on The Nun, but I don't know if he had anything to do with it, considering his shift in, what he's doing. And I also heard something, and it was, let me get this guy's name up. Let me look up this movie real quick. It was a storyboard artist for not just DC movies, but Marvel movies. And not only is he a storyboard artist, he directs animated films. So he was the director of The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2. He also did the Flashpoint. He did the Flashpoint animated movie and a bunch other. And he came out, he said, I think somebody asked him on Twitter about the Ben Affleck Batman movie, and he said he was working on that, as a storyboard artist, and said that it was one of the best Batman scripts he had ever read, and that how if this came out, like, fans would have loved it. It was a kick-ass story. And he talked about how, he really nailed Batman and Deathstroke. Now, to me, if somebody said that like was working within it, like you hear stories of guys who read scripts that aren't necessarily writers or directors and say, "Oh yeah, that was a good script," and you're like, "Okay, yeah, but how many scripts have you read?" To me, what added more to this was that he also is a director. I know in animation, but I quite like The Dark Knight. For DC animated films, my favorite ones would be The Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2. And I quite like the Flashpoint movie now. When I heard that, I was like, oh, that's cool. I mean, sucks we won't get it. Walter Hamada wasn't in charge when the whole beef happened, whatever it was. But you hear that? Does that get you sad at all?
No, not really.
I was kind of let down. I remember when that whole stuff happened. I was big on wanting to see his film. You were more. I remember at the time you were more like, okay, whatever. Let's just get there are other directors out there, which brought me back down to earth. And now we got Matt Reeves, and hopefully that comes along.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I guess my viewpoint hasn't changed since way back when we talked about it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some films that there's TIFF is going on right now, so we'll talk about some of the films there. Now, before we get to that, I want to talk about a movie that was announced. I'm not sure if it came from TIFF when this was announced. It's Rian Johnson. He's got a new film that he's coming out with. It's called Knives Out, and Daniel Craig is going to be in it. It's a murder mystery, and from what Ryan says is that he's a big fan of Agatha Christie, and it'll be more in that vein. When I heard this, I was quite excited. Okay. I was just reading this right here. Yeah, it was the Toronto Film Festival when this was announced. I was quite excited when I heard this. I am a fan of Ryan, not just because of Star Wars, but I like his other films. I'm a fan of Daniel Craig. When I heard this, I'm looking forward to this. This sounds exciting to me. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not over the moon about it, but I am excited just because, like you mentioned, Rian Johnson and Daniel Craig. But, it's nothing too special to me. You could have announced, a movie by any director I like with any lead actor I like, and I probably would have been this excited. Nothing crazy. We don't know too many details to get too excited, but it's nice to see Rian Johnson doing something after Star Wars, and I'm excited to see it.
I don't want to go into this, but just I know people would naturally with this story of like, oh, well, what's going on with his trilogy then? He's doing another movie. I mean, you can look at so many other filmmakers like Steven Spielberg, and you can shoot a movie and still work on other ones.
Yeah.
I as soon as this story it came out, I was like, for the next few days, all you're going to see is headlines of Ryan's trilogy. Is it going to happen? Is it not? Which ultimately that did happen. I just want to, I mean, we talked about it last week. What do you think? I believe in here it says that they're going to start filming soon this year, and that they might only shoot for like 8 to 12 weeks. It wouldn't be a long shoot.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be smaller.
Daniel Craig
than
was
any
supposed
of
to be
Star Wars films.
He was supposed to shoot James Bond the end of this year, but then hey, Danny Boyle, he's out there looking for a new director, and that ultimately won't be shooting this year because they don't have a director. This, I mean, they could pop this out within a few months. I don't think this will affect Star Wars. I just figured I'd ask you the question.
Yeah, I don't think it will either, just because of the scale. Of this movie, especially compared to Star Wars. You can shoot this in a couple months, like you said, and you can still be developing a Star Wars movie at the same time. I think he's probably still making that trilogy, and I don't think this film should give us anything to worry about involving Star Wars. But,
I agree. I mean, to me, I'm looking forward to this movie. I'd like to see it as soon as possible. Now, TIFF's going on.
TIFF's going on, baby.
It's been going on. They've been showing some movies, a lot of movies. That's what they do there. And we're going to talk about a few. I'm going to hand this over to you because, like we talked about, this will probably be the most unprepared I've been because of Spider-Man.
That's fair.
So I am going to take a step back. I'm going to hand it to you to mention the movies. I know which ones are there, but I want to hand this to you. You command the floor, and I will comment on some of the stuff.
Okay, let's talk about it. I was interested in the movies that are playing at TIFF that I was interested in. Was the ones that we've kind of covered for the past few weeks. And even before that, when we started talking about our most anticipated of this year at the beginning of the year, we mentioned First Man, and I've kind of had my eyes on that ever since then, and that's at TIFF, of course. So there's just a few movies I wanted to talk about. Of course, there's smaller ones that I'm sure are great, but these are ones we've covered, so I felt like it's relevant to talk about. Halloween, The Predator, and First Man, like I mentioned, all screened at TIFF, and they all have reviews out that got me excited as fuck. I texted you today, Halloween, I believe, with a bunch of exclamation marks, because I had watched a review online, then I had read some reviews, and man, this movie's got 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. With the app on my phone, I'm not sure if it says how many actual reviews there are. Yeah, sure, whip it out. But that gets me so charged up. And you know what? A big part of my excitement for this movie is the weather is a changing. Yesterday it was nice and cool. Today it's nice and cool, and we get these Halloween reviews. Halloween is around the corner. It's just I'm feeling that Halloween spirit, and man, I want to see this movie on a day like today with like overcast and real kind of chilly, and be real fucking spooked. And I am so damn excited for Halloween more than ever. I'm so excited. Other
Where
reviews,
I have a
go
quick
ahead.
question
I'm
for
getting ahead
you.
of myself. What's up?
Yeah, I got a quick question for you. So Halloween, out of the movies still coming out that you know of, I'm sure there'll be some that pop up and be like, oh, I didn't hear of that movie. It's an awesome movie. But out of the ones you know of, where would this rank for, like, as of right now, for the rest of the year, most anticipated?
Okay, I gotta recall some movies that are still hit me with some bigger movies that are coming out
So
for the rest of the year.
bigger movies. Okay, so we got like The Predator's coming
Yeah.
out. We'll talk about that soon enough. Venom.
Yeah.
We can put First Man in there. Aquaman.
yeah,
Creed
yeah.
2.
Oh
That would be
yeah,
up there for me.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot still coming.
Yeah. Honestly,
Big ones.
just off the top of my head, there's nothing that I think I'm more excited for than Halloween for the rest of the year. First Man would rival it, but I don't think it would top it. Maybe you can ask me tomorrow and it might, but at the moment, I think Halloween I'm most excited for. Like, if we're talking bigger movies, like Venom, I think is gonna be crap. I don't really care for it. Aquaman, sure, I'm excited, but you know, it's fine. Creed 2, sure, but no Ryan Coogler there. But first, I mean, Halloween from the director of Pineapple Express. Let's go! I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And
It has 15 reviews as of now
Okay.
on the RT. 14 fresh, 1 rotten. Average is 8 out of 10.
damn,
93%.
nice. See, those are some good numbers. People are digging it, and yeah, I was excited before the reviews come out, but having these reviews come out and people saying it's good gets me excited.
Yeah.
The Predator, I think those reviews aren't as shining as they're not as shining as Halloween. And,
Yeah, no, definitely not as shiny. It's sitting right now at 64% with 22 counted, 14 fresh, 8 rotten, average of 6.1 out of 10.
Right. And again, for all these movies, there isn't many reviews. Like, it's just a handful because it's
Yeah.
only played at TIFF. But it's fair to just get a little taste of how the people are feeling. Yeah, I'm still curious to see this movie, just for Shane Black and this cast. But I'm curious, you being the Predator guy, definitely more so than me. Do you have do these reviews or get you excited? Have you read any? Have you watched anything?
I watched 1. No, I've watched 2.
Okay.
I think. Nothing I've heard has got me really excited. It's just more the feeling I've had
Yeah.
from watching these trailers of more like, I mean, I was really excited when this was announced. Shane Black,
Yeah.
he was in the first one. From him talking about it, trying to go back into the vein of the first one, he's gonna, take some stuff into the woods, and the trailers haven't done anything for me. You see the bigger Predator, and it's like, that's what we're doing, because the Predator already wasn't enough. We got to go with the bigger one. And I haven't seen the movie, so I can't comment on like the cast. But when the first one came out, like Arnold was, he's big then. Not only he's a big guy, but he was a big star then. You had Carl Weathers, from Rocky Apollo. You had a pretty solid cast. Jesse Ventura, and the thing with Arnold, like is such a big star, but such a big guy also that like him going against the Predator, it was already hard enough for this second huge guy who's supposed to be a beast. And then none of these, when this movie first, the cast was announced, I don't think there's one big star. I think if there is, it turned into Sterling K. Brown. He really blossomed into becoming the big star. As there's, to me, like Boyd Holbrook, from what I'm getting, is like the Arnold of this. And to me, he's not a big star now. That's not commenting on who he is as an actor. There are a lot of fine actors in this movie. But when I think of this crew, just seeing them visually taking on the Predator, the normal Predator would have been enough. But we're going with the bigger Predator now. We got these Predator dogs. It just looks really goofy and not fun. That's my worry about this. And these reviews haven't helped. It just, to me, it looked mediocre. And that's what some of these reviews are saying. So it doesn't move the needle at all for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I was actually thinking of, because from this weekend and the weekend when Venom comes out, White Boy Rick comes out the same week of the Predator, and I was actually having a debate. What am I gonna see? Am I gonna see White Boy Rick or the Predator? I've loved the White Boy Rick trailers.
Yeah, we never talked about those.
Yeah, I mean, I'll mention it here.
Yeah,
So like same thing. It's screened. I'm not sure if it was at TIFF, but somewhere it screened. Same thing, not a lot of reviews. There's only 12. 6 fresh, 6 rotten. It's at 50%. That kind of, it's, it gives me more of a debate what I'm going to see because for me, it was a mile ahead as of last week for White Boy Rick. This brings it back down. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll go. But the thing is, talking about The Predator, I would have never wanted to, I'm a Predator fan. I'd want to see it the Thursday. That it's a debate, it's sad, but then, to Venom, there's 3 movies coming out that week, and you got Venom, A Star is Born, and Bad Times at El Royale. I'm having a debate of what am I going to see first and second, which, as of right now, Venom is leading for third. But that is a whole nother discussion.
Yeah.
But this doesn't move the needle for me.
Okay, yeah, I saw the White Boy Rick trailer. I forget what movie I was seeing, but I hadn't even heard of the movie. And I just saw the trailer out of nowhere, and I thought it looked pretty good. But those reviews are right down the middle. We'll see. Anyways, First Man. How you feeling? How you feeling about First Man?
I was excited hearing about this one. I remember mentioning it when we were doing Most Anticipated.
Yeah, and
I just knew it was going to be this space film. Neil Armstrong. We've got Damien Chazelle, who directed La La Land, and what was the one he did before?
Whiplash.
Whiplash, with J. Jonah Jameson, that won him the Oscar.
Yes.
Also, J.K. Simmons, that's who it is. I just know him as J. Jonah Jameson. Can't get that out of my head.
That's fair.
Yeah, so I was excited. Ryan Gosling, excited right off the bat. These reviews came out. I'm excited, and
do you have the
really
numbers?
Looking forward to seeing this. I'll pull it up right here. Let me.
Let's do it.
Wow, I looked up First Man, and the first thing that comes up is Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Huh?
Interesting. Okay, it's at the bottom. I gotta look. So as of right now,
Weird.
29 reviews, 26 fresh, 3 rotten, 90% average of 8.1.
Nice. Those are damn. Yeah, I'm excited for this movie too.
That gets me excited.
This is I'm a Ryan Gosling fan. I'm a Damien Chazelle fan. Whiplash, I think, is one of the best movies ever made. La La Land's great too. I'm a huge space fanatic. I'm a big science guy, and space and astronomy and all that good stuff is my jam. So and these trailers get that Interstellar vibe going, and I'm a big Interstellar fan. I hear this movie. I hear this movie's good. Movie's good. I watched a review or two. People were loving it. So I'm hearing it's a Best Picture contender, which I totally believe in.
Yeah. Well, if you look at his previous films,
right?
It's understandable. Damien Chazelle is a very, very talented young director.
He's young,
so anything he does now, he's got the credibility to just automatically be excited for whatever it is.
Right, for sure.
And from hearing what people think of this, it just gets me excited. Last week we had a structured debate of reviews. For me, seeing this is really what reviews mean to me. It means a lot to other people, but seeing people liking this film it gets the hype for me.
Yeah,
Whether it's
I agree.
Good or not,
sure.
I can decide, but it just gets me hyped up, and I am extremely excited to see this movie. I want to ask you a question, and this may even go on to some of the stuff I'd mentioned last week. Hopefully, I can make it more clear this week. So, when this first screened, there was a reviewer who I don't remember who it is, and a paid critic, I believe, when they wrote about this movie, how it is an unpatriotic movie, all because it doesn't have the planting of the American flag in here. Now, I think if you're somebody who wants to see that in the movie, okay, it's fine. But mostly this person was just putting out a scathing review because it was unpatriotic and didn't necessarily review the film. And I even heard somebody say, well, that's okay, but what did you think about the film? More in a funny way. I didn't deliver that in a funny way. but this is what I want to ask you the question about. Because we talked about reviews last week. And I guess to do a very quick clarification of, I had just had a certain standard of what a critic should be. And I don't think I vocalized that. That doesn't mean everybody is. It's just, to me, it's a standard that I think you should want to go for if you're a critic. So, hearing this, do you have any comments to weigh on of and again, we haven't seen it. It can.
Right.
We can, make more clear comments when we do, but from what I've heard, it's that like this film isn't so much about being patriotic, but just like, it's how did I hear it? I heard it put in a good way, but more of a just like an achievement for, humans.
Right.
Yeah, when you hear that, does that what do you think of that?
Okay. I had heard that there was some. I watched one review online, and they had mentioned that there was this flag controversy, and I just was like, what? I hadn't even heard of it, and I didn't bother looking it up. I was like, okay, whatever. But now you're mentioning it, so now I know what it actually is about, so I can comment on it more. In this review, this person said, it was Collider's review actually. They had mentioned that this movie is patriotic, and they weren't going to give anything away, but they said, it's a good American film. So, and then now you're telling me that, it's that you read somewhere else that they're saying it's more about the human experience than it is the American dream or whatnot. So, that's just kind of my history on this whole topic. As far as is the film not featuring a flag, is that a fair criticism on the movie, like what you're talking about with critics? It's like, it makes sense. Like, I get if that's a criticism you have, where that's what you want from a movie. You want your country well represented and recognized in the film because, that's what film means to you. And I get it, and their opinion's valid, but it's also like, it comes down to the reader or the viewer of what critic are you going to attach yourself to, that you have similar beliefs, that you feel like their opinion actually means something to you. And for someone like that, it doesn't mean anything to me. I think it's a ridiculous complaint. It's almost a non-criticism to me. So I think it's a little ridiculous, just that, there could be so much more to a film like The Human Experience that you were mentioning before than just, does it do America justice kind of thing. I think there's so much more to the moon landing than an American flag. For science and for humans and whatnot, that I don't know. That's just.
I think if you're unhappy with that, it's totally fine to be unhappy with it. But I think that goes more into like a discussion of the film than a review of the film. As the way like I heard about the story is this person was just so upset that this wasn't in there and didn't really comment on how the film was.
Yeah, I think it's doing the film a disservice. I think it's unfair. I think you're definitely allowed to mention that, and that's definitely allowed to upset you. But to just kind of short the film like that and leave it at that, where I'm not even going to give it my time because it offended me like this, I think that's unfair to the film and everyone involved with it.
Yeah. Wow. Well, this movie's coming out soon. It's the first week of October.
Damn.
What do we got? Like 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks left of September or something. I've lost track of time. The past 3 days just from Spider-Man.
9th.
September 9th.
So we still have a few weeks?
Wow. Yeah, we've got a few weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to quickly just talk about Halloween for a brief second, because I didn't get to comment on that. There was a new trailer that came out. There were actually two. There were a couple. There was the second trailer, and there was an international trailer. I didn't watch the international one, because apparently there's even more new footage in there. And why I didn't, because the second one, it gives away a lot. However, to me, it's not like a complaint. Like, I don't know the entire movie, but at the same time, I do. It gets me excited, though, this trailer does. When I talked to you about it, and you just asked, should I watch it? I was like, I wouldn't, but it's a really good trailer. It's very good. It got me even more hyped up. And just from what you see in the trailer and hearing reviews, it's wow.
Wow,
I'm
yeah,
not the
definitely
horror
not
guy,
going to watch it just
but
because of your warning.
Yeah, I totally wouldn't. I think you'll get a much better experience with just, you've seen the first trailer.
Yeah. That's all I need.
Going with the experience. That is all you need, and that's really all you need with a Halloween movie.
Yeah, I
Michael
think
Myers,
if I
he's got a knife.
The trailer, I wouldn't be seeing the movie.
People are gonna
anyway,
die.
So,
yeah.
They don't have to sell the movie to me anymore, so I'm good. I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it. I'll have you see it and then just tell me.
Yeah, they put out this promotional video also. It was John Carpenter. He just made a comment in this promotional video saying it's the best one since the first one. And you can take that as they're just trying to sell the film. I heard James Cameron say Terminator Genesis was the greatest since Judgment Day. So you can take it, how you want. But then, reading reviews, listening to reviews, them saying that it truly is the best one since the first. And what I'm looking forward to was something I mentioned to you was John Carpenter's score. I heard the theme that he did, which is it's the same theme except like a modern take on it. And another thing I had heard of this film was that the score is really good. So I am looking forward to hearing the score.
Yeah,
very excited.
For sure.
But yeah, this day, like you said, just like the day it is today, it's very cold. I hate the cold, and a lot of people love it. But definitely today, when October 18th comes around, I believe that's the Thursday, because all the promotional. October 19th, so that's a Friday. When I see it on the Thursday, I hope we have a day like this where it's nice and, cold and just a good, a Halloween type day to see this movie. I'm so excited for it.
So excited.
It would be, I don't know, I want to say it would be my number one for like what's most anticipated as of now, what I can remember off the top of my head, but it's between that and Creed 2. I see the Creed 2 trailer. It's the first time I seen it on the big screen when I seen Black Klansman. Every time it was on my phone, and seeing it on the big screen just got me even more excited for that movie. I can't wait.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I kind of want to talk about. We can save it to the end, but we both saw Searching, and I never got your opinion on it. I heard that you liked it, but I didn't hear to what extent, and I'm curious. So we can save that to the end, but just remind me.
Yeah.
All
right.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I got to ask you.
Okay.
We're going 37. We're at 37 minutes now, so
okay. What else do we have to cover? Because I think we're making good time. We're gonna keep it.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
Okay, because I know you wanted to talk Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I did.
Those photos that came out.
We can go there. We can totally go there, Captain Marvel.
And then is there anything else?
I don't know if I want to. I want to talk about. Well, here's what I gotta ask you.
Okay,
that's what I gotta ask you. You watched Upgrading?
Yes, I did.
We can talk about that also, but first we're gonna talk about Captain Marvel. Now, I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to set this up and give it to you.
Okay.
And then you're going to hear me typing real quick.
Okay.
So, I believe this was the day the Halloween trailer came out also. I remember texting you. And I told you there was going to be something for Captain Marvel today. It was going to be at noon. Brie Larson had tweeted about it the night before.
Yes.
And the way it was tweeted, I think it was Entertainment Weekly that dropped these photos, and she tweeted out to them hey, you want to break the internet tomorrow? It's a funny way to break the internet, but just for photos. However, this was still
it was a little
underwhelming
really to set it up like that, but yeah.
There was a bunch of photos. Now, at first they just dropped one photo and a cover. Few minutes or hours later, they came out with a bunch of photos. I had bombarded you with a bunch of these photos, and then we talked a bit about it. Now, when I sent you these photos, what did you think, and which photos stood out the most? And I know this is just audio, so it's like a visual to go through. So hopefully you've seen these, and if you haven't, then hopefully we'll describe these well enough for you to see.
Because even if you
haven't
hand
that to you, I'm gonna look something up.
I think we can describe it. All right. Couple things stand out to me. I don't know. Have we have seen Captain Marvel's suit and look before these photos, right? We have seen something.
We've seen concept art.
Okay. Well, seeing her suit, I think it looks so fucking perfect. It's a really badass looking suit, and she looks really great as this character. So that's one thing that stood out to me. Another thing is that the connections to Guardians are very, very present and very obvious. And you were talking, you think maybe we'll get a Thanos cameo, and I'm thinking you're right. I'm thinking we may. Because you see Ronan, which we talked about before, and you also get the actor from Blood Diamond. I completely forget his name, but he's the dude at the beginning of the first Guardians who captures Star-Lord when he's going for the what turns out to be the Infinity Stone. But so that's cool. I'm a huge Guardians fan. So seeing the connections, of course, we've talked about it many times on the show. Seeing the connection is exciting for me. I think
not to cut you off
great.
There. But you know what I'm so curious about is that when we see in this photo, because this movie is set in the 90s, in this photo you see that guy from Guardians, and he's in, this crew. He looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't remember him looking all that good in Guardians. Something bad must have happened to him from Captain Marvel to Guardians.
I'm trying to remember. I didn't notice anything, but I'm gonna take your word for it.
Like if you look at him from like these photos to then, it's not like he had a terrible aging process, but it just looks like he made a bad career choice, and then it
Okay.
just led down to a series of bad events.
Well, I'm sure there's gonna be some bad events, and I'm sure he is gonna be involved with said bad events. We'll have to see, but yeah, I'm real excited for this movie. It's looking good, looking good.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I
you know
think-
what photo stands out to me?
All right, let's hear it.
It's well, first of all, I'll just comment on the costume looks
Yes,
amazing.
yes,
And I remember when, air quotes, set photos came out, which I believe were just test footage because they hadn't truly begun filming, of the green suit she has. Now, I'm going to set this up with saying, I don't know the Captain Marvel lore all that much. If you say this whole Kree Skull War, I'm just, okay, I've heard about it, but I'm not your guy to
I'm
go
with
to if you
I'm
want to
with
know
No
about
idea.
it. So surface level is all I know of Captain Marvel. So I can't get all sweaty in this talking about it's Kree and like I want to say she's part of like Kree or something like that. I'm not sweaty when it comes to this. However, I'm excited because of the MCU, what it's built up. And when Brie Larson was announced for this to play Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, I believe that was fresh off of Room. And that her performance in there that she won the Oscar for was just brilliant. I think she's a great actress. And when she was announced to play this role, I was very excited.
Yeah, yes.
I remember when those test photos came out, everybody's like, oh my God, why are we... Look, again, not everybody. These were just segments of, internet trolls that, oh my God, that just looks so ridiculous. The suit's so stupid. Why is it green? What is she wearing? Now, I remember at the time, again, I don't know the whole lore behind her, but I had heard people say that, like, that's a suit that she wore. But then there's like this classic, red, blue, and gold. And why I mention this is because a few people were like, oh my God, what the hell is this? But when you see these photos of it fitted and, this is not just some crappy set photo, this is a beautiful photo that they've released on their own doing. And the suit looks amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's one of their best suits Marvel has done.
I'd
This
agree.
looks really good.
I'd agree.
Amazing. Now, what I want to go to is Samuel Jackson. This movie is set in the 90s, and Samuel Jackson is in here, and they're using their like de-aging, whatever it is,
Wizardry.
Yeah, their wizardry, and we seen it with Michael Douglas in the first Ant-Man. That was amazing. We had seen who else? We seen Robert Downey Jr. It looked good, but it didn't look great, and I feel like that was on purpose because it was a
It was a
it was like
hologram or
replaying
whatever it was.
a hologram. And speaking of just hologram forms, what hologram forms can just how it changes. There were photos, and I'll get back to this real quick, of Ray Park in the Darth Maul get up for spoiler alert Solo. He looks so good and not in hologram form. I should send those to you.
I saw those.
Yeah, looks amazing. And so Sam Jackson, set in the 90s, using this de-aging. We had, even in Ant-Man and the Wasp, we've seen a younger Michelle Pfeiffer there, and with Michael Douglas again. They're getting there with this technology, and
They love doing this, eh? Wow. They do a lot.
they do, and Marvel has really, I would say, pioneered this technology. Like we'd seen some stuff in Rogue One, but that was different because that was just an actor, and you're replacing the face. As with this, you have truly the person. You're just de-aging them. And I know Martin Scorsese with his Netflix movie, The Irishman, they're going to be doing that with De Niro, Pesci, and Pacino. I'm curious how that's going to turn out because they don't have the big budget of the MCU. But it's something that's becoming a thing. And seeing Sam Jackson, it looks so good. It looks amazing.
Yes, I forgot about that Sam Jackson. Big Sam Jackson fan. Love me some Sam Jackson in the 90s. So,
Yes.
Seeing that young, handsome face again. Let's do it.
Yes. Now...
Yes.
I'll talk about this one with Ronan from Guardians. It's So in this photo, to describe it, we've got Jude Law and Ronan to the left, and we've got Brie Larson and her crew walking towards them. She's I'm not sure if she's mean mugging Ronan or what's going on here. I'm gonna quickly point out somebody here. It's the one on the right, the actress on the right. I don't remember her name, which is going to be a bad shout out. However, she was in Crazy Rich Asians. She was fantastic in the movie. Now that I know she's in here, looking forward to seeing her. But this photo, it looks very good. And this this is what got me on the whole theory of Thanos being in here. When Ronan was going to be in, when it was announced Ronan's going to be in here. So we know from Guardians, like, they're still a crew at the time, and he just decides, you know what, fuck this guy, I'm going to do it on my own. This is in the 90s, so I've got to assume they've got still some connection here. I don't think he'll be, if he's in here, it's a big part. I just think it'll be like a cameo role. Maybe he has something to do with why she's been gone for so long, and then just with, people spotting, air quotes, an Easter egg, because I can't say it's a confirmed Easter egg. I don't know if it is, of what they think is Captain Marvel's little, whatever band. It's the same colors that the big guy has that's on the Black Order. I can't help but think they had some interaction, because let's call them the Space Cowboys, what Brie Larson's crew is. Like, they are, we're gonna be in space. They're, obviously they're fighting for the some good, and I gotta assume they run into each other at some point. Spoiler alert if it comes true. Have heard Brie Larson talk about filming, or somebody talking about a Captain Marvel scene with Thanos, whether that be Avengers 4 or this. Who knows? But I'm if you give me a percentage of like 70, I'm gonna take the, I'll put it at 60. I'll take the over that Thanos would be in here at 60%.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's high.
Yeah.
Part of the reason I'm so excited for this movie is I know nothing about Captain Marvel at all.
Yes.
Like nothing. Yeah. And I think that's exciting. And you compare it to like other stuff we have going on in the MCU, like Thanos, like these Guardians connections, like it's that much more exciting. And I can't wait to see if your Thanos little theory is correct. And
I'll have a smile on my face if it does. Yeah. If not, then that's okay. And this next photo with Jude Law, Brie Larson, they're not in their suits, just a black and gray. It's a good still. They've got some intense looks on their face. And now, speaking to this film of not knowing much, what was in here was said that it's not going to be like a straight origin story. You're not going to find out how maybe you'll find out how she got the powers, but that's not what the story is going for, is that when we start off, she has her powers, things are rolling. That was something I read from this whole EW stuff. Now, I'm just going through these photos. Maybe I can get the quotes up after, but then you got these Skrulls here, and this one photo on the beach that I'm looking at. And again, I'm not too sweaty when it comes to this stuff, but like with the Skrulls, if I misspeak or somebody listens, you can tell me. But I believe like they're like not shapeshifters, but like they can put on a face of what they want. So if like they want to be, let's say, like a Cap, they can change their appearance. I believe they're on Earth, so I mean, I guess that comes into play of, do we know anybody that is one of these Skrulls? And this other photo, I didn't send this to you because I didn't see it until a little bit later, but it's a photo of Ben Mendelsohn. He's on the set. It's not like, I don't think it's definitely not from like the movie, because there are two directors here talking to him. It's being co-directed by male, female. I'm not sure who they are. Oh. Remember, yeah, I'll look that up after, talk more about them.
Hold on.
There's another photo. Or if you want to look it up, well, I showed this other one out. There's another photo of Ronan with Jude Law, and then one of the co-directors talking to him.
I'm looking at that one right now.
Yeah, that is a nice still. What do you think about that still?
Yeah, it's a nice one. I was just going through our text where you sent them to me, and Ronan looks different than.
Yeah, younger.
He does. Yes, younger. He doesn't have like that face paint or whatever he's wearing in Guardians.
Now, this other one I'm looking at, it's Brie
I didn't
Larson.
realize this was co-directors.
Yeah, co-directors.
You said Ben Mendelsohn. I'm not seeing that. You just never sent that one to me.
Yeah, I did not send that one to you.
Okay.
Apologies there. Yeah.
That is okay.
So, this next one I'm looking at is Brie Larson. She's got a leather jacket on, Nirvana shirt, and she's got this hat on here. Now, I'm not going to go too much for theories. It's just something I've seen, and hey, could be. So in Winter Soldier, you remember the bunker that Cap and Natasha go to?
Yeah,
the one, Shield,
the one that blows up.
Yeah. So if you look at her hat here, that looks like a shield hat.
Yes, it does.
I'm gonna think so.
Similar, yeah.
Now, there's people that say, hey, maybe this is the same bunker that they go to, and people like compared the shelves. I don't care if it is or if it isn't, but hey, if it is, that would be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's on Earth, and Sam Jackson, I assume, And speaking of Sam Jackson, here's the photo. Wow, yeah, that looks good. The only question I have with that technology is that, like, if you look at Sam Jackson, his face looks good. And even older Sam, he still looks good for his age. But, naturally, if you get older, your body's not the same. So, do they do anything to the body to make it look younger also? It's like I'm curious, because if you put this face on him now, it would look weird if he just still has the same body, because he has an older, bigger body. As with when he was younger, he was thinner. I'm curious how that works. What they do.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Anything I would say would just be a guess. So
yeah.
I'm
just very curious. I'm more so curious on that front, like with that when it comes to The Irishman. I've seen De Niro, Pacino, and Pesci younger, because they're much older than Sam Jackson, and their bodies are definitely look much older than Sam Jackson. So I'm curious for that question to be answered for that movie. Yes. Here's another good photo I'm looking at. It's Brie Larson in a cockpit.
Yes.
It's a good photo.
Good photo.
Yeah. There's another one of, I don't know who this is. There's somebody in a cockpit. I don't know who it is. I'm sure they play some importance. That's why they're releasing it. I didn't send that one to you because I also didn't see that one like I did with the Ben Mendelsohn one. Now, I'm excited for this film. It comes out in March of 2019. And yeah, I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, me too.
I more so than we had Ant-Man and the Wasp after Avengers Infinity War. This is not so much commentary on the quality of the film. It's just more like, okay, but let's get to some meat. Like, you just left me with that. I want to get to, some more meat and potatoes, which is why I loved the post-credit scenes to the film.
Yes.
This movie, it looks great. And like with Captain Marvel, they want Captain Marvel to be the new face of the MCU.
Makes sense.
You got to come up with a bang in your first movie. Oh yeah, it makes sense. Captain Marvel. Yeah, when I first heard the name Captain Marvel, without any much knowledge, I was like, Marvel and Captain Marvel. Interesting. Yeah. But I'm excited, especially with the Antagon Avengers Infinity War. I gotta assume she plays a big part in that. Now, I did voice some concern for Avengers 4, where I didn't want her just come and just take out Thanos like that.
Yeah.
In this article, I'm not sure if these quotes came from this article, but Kevin Feige has said she will be the most powerful in the MCU. Brie Larson goes on to talk about how I think she said let me try to look this up if you want to give me a moment. I'll pass it to you if you want to say anything.
Yeah, I don't even know anything like we talked about before. I don't know anything about Captain Marvel's origin, and I don't even know about her powers or anything. So hearing that she's going to be the most powerful gets me curious, because we know our heroes in this universe. How can you be more powerful? I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. Hopefully she isn't too OP and takes out Thanos. That would be disappointing, like we talked about before. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It goes. I'm excited.
You know what? Avengers 4, they're doing some reshoots right now.
Okay.
Did you know that? Yeah, I see some set photos.
Yes.
I hadn't seen set photos. Yeah, they shot these movies back to back, and they've been editing this movie. I assume they've got the cut, as of now, what they want, so they know to go back and what we got to get.
Yeah.
For me, I find it exciting that, okay, they're going back for their, pickups. We're gonna get this movie. It's coming soon, and I can't wait.
Yes, agreed. I'm excited. I'm tired, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
This cold weather's got me tired. I overslept today. I don't know why I overslept. I just slept in real late. I didn't go to bed that late. I just slept in real late. Now I'm overtired, and it's not good for me. It's hurting me.
Wow.
Well,
you know what? I would make a comment on you being tired, but you know why I'm not going to?
Why?
Because fucking this EW website just blared some music in my headphone.
Shit.
I found the quotes I'm looking for.
Was it one of those automatic ads? Yeah,
one of those ads. But yes, I found the quotes. These are the quotes I'm looking for. So Brie Larson, she's talking about Captain Marvel. She's talking about Carol Danvers and goes like, you know how like in articles they quote and then break off. So I'm gonna start off with here. She starts by saying she can't help but be herself. She can be aggressive and she can have a temper, and she can be a little invasive and in your face. She's also quick to jump to things, which makes her amazing in battles because she's the first one out there and doesn't always wait for others. But the not waiting for others is to some a character flaw. You hear Brie say that? Does that give you more insight on the character of Carol Danvers?
It gives you more insight, I guess, but just very loosely. I'm curious to see how that flaw is going to play out in the movie, but they're kind of vague enough it's kind of a vague enough description that it's like it doesn't give you too much to chew on, but clearly she understands her character, and we're gonna have to see the movie to find out a little.
Do you want to hear a quote from one of the co-directors?
Sure.
Okay, so here's a quote going on saying,
Let's do it.
"This is not a superhero who's perfect or otherworldly or has some godlike connection." Now, reading that, I do find it curious, but like she's going to be the most powerful in the MCU. I don't think I think they've got a good tap. Oh, if you hear that, that was my bad. I just hit the microphone there.
All good.
I feel like they've got a tap on what they're doing, and they're not just going to suddenly go crazy. But,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And that was the what's her Bowden, one of the co-directors, first MCU female director.
Nice.
But what makes her special is just how human she is. She's funny, but doesn't always tell good jokes. And she can be headstrong and reckless and doesn't always make the perfect decisions for herself. But at her core, she has much more heart and so much humanity and all of its messiness. I'm reading this with a microphone, like splitting my computer in half.
It's all right.
So that's why sometimes I'm stumbling there. Yeah, so those were some quotes from Brie and this co-director.
Yeah, all right. Those are some quotes, I tell you.
Yes. Those are some quotes.
Wow.
Yeah, this movie, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, all right.
Wow.
All right.
That's what I got to say about Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I think I've said all I wanted to say. I think that's all the stories we had. I just want to hear what your thoughts on Searching were before we get out of here.
All right, Searching. I really liked the movie. No, okay. You know what? I'm not going to say I really. I think it's a great movie. And I had concerns going into it from seeing the trailer. So
I love the trailer. I thought the trailer looks sweet.
Well, here's what I think we'll do, like a video review for this.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You want to? Yeah.
Sure, if you're still up for it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm still up for it. Now, with that, I'm not going to, chinch up with what I'm going to say. When I seen the trailer, I liked the trailer. I thought it was good, but my concern was, like, is this going to feel too sticky that we're telling this whole story pretty much through, like, a computer? And with that, it's what I was nervous about to see how it plays out. Am I going to get bored with it? How's it going to feel? And then I seen a still from this movie, which looked like, just any traditionally shot movie, which threw me off because I went to the movie expecting to see that still presented in the film, which it was, but not the way I thought. And it took me about 10 minutes to adjust, but the story sucks you in that you totally forget that this movie's telling you a story just through like like Skype or iMessage. And the story, it sucks you in, but it's not just a missing persons, there's much more to it than that.
Yes.
And I think that's all I'll say for now.
Okay.
Until we do a video review.
All right, yeah. Well, I'll save my thoughts, and I just gotta say, like, I love this movie, and the whole computer screen, phone screen, I think is important. It's not gimmicky. I think it's important for what the story's trying to say and how it unfolds. I think it plays right into the themes and whatnot. So yeah, I love this movie, and they do a lot of clever things outside of just showing like a Facebook message chat or like
yes,
like they do some clever things. So broaden their horizons. But yeah, we'll go into more detail when we review this thing. But good to hear you like it. Good to hear you like it.
Yeah. Quick question before we get out of here. Upgrade. You watched it.
Upgrade. Yes.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I know you were mixed on it, right? You weren't the biggest fan.
No, I liked it. I did like it. However, it had a very good ending, which made the movie special. But I can't forget about like the hour before that. That was just mediocre.
That's fair
to me.
It's very paint by numbers, revenge story.
Yeah.
It very much is. But the ending, I fucking loved it. It's one of my favorite endings this year. Yeah, I thought it was amazing. I'm happy you feel that the same way. But I thought the rest of the movie was still really top notch. Even though it was we've seen it before. They do some unique things, like the way they shoot it. Of course, everyone's talking about that. You know, the camera's like attached to the characters, and I know I'm not the first person to mention that. It's a thing people are talking about. But yeah, there's that, and I totally buy the relationship between Tom Hardy Light and his
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy Light. Not fully Tom
Hardy.
Tom Hardy
I
Light.
He really does look like Tom Hardy. What is that guy? He played the first Shocker in Spider-Man: Homecoming. He was in Prometheus.
Yes.
I don't remember his name. What was?
I like him. I like him more every time I see him.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I really liked all the characters. I know I heard some complaints that like the characters are kind of underdeveloped, but these performers that are playing these guys are so good. The one that designed STEM, I thought he was terrifying. He had a creepy and super good, and the guy who actually killed his wife was great. I couldn't believe how much I dug it for how much I felt like I had already seen it before. I guess that's the perfect way to describe it.
Yeah, I think you liked it more than me, which is okay. Like, there were things that, even though we've seen it, I could get into it, but for me, it was still, like, the ending was great. I don't want to just reiterate, but, like, the ending was really great, is what made the movie unique in its way and special in its own way.
Yeah.
But, yeah, for me, like, if I were to give it a number, I would give it, like, a 7.5, which...
See, that's solid to me, 7.5.
Yeah, it is good. It is good, because I think it's a good movie, but, like, that's the thing with it. It's a good movie, but like you know, it's a fine, okay movie. What gets it up there more for me is the ending.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
Yeah. It is very. But with that, it may sound like I'm shitting on the movie. I highly recommend this for anybody who hasn't seen it.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's all.
Yeah. That is all for now.
That's all for now.
I'm gonna quickly mention something though. So I started third year last week, was kind of it was one day. So why I mention this is that we're going to have some interesting days and times. So even though we're not like as structured with the time, it may even be a little worse than what it is. So it'll be more,
worth noting.
maybe
good call.
Yeah, spontaneous. Figured I'd just give that a shout out.
Yeah.
Of, times.
And I'm curious. I want to, not now, you don't have to tell me now, but maybe later when you're deeper into this third year, I'm curious to see. Wait. Have you had your sound class yet?
Nope. No, I've only had I've had one, and it was it's not the film the lecture. We were supposed to I was supposed to have a lab on the Friday, but the way this year is going, and it won't bore people too much who don't care, is that we have 4 projects that we wrote the previous year that he picked to do, this teacher. And because of that, he posted the films on Friday to what we use to see what we're doing, and you're supposed to read them and choose which one you want to work on, and then you got to pitch which one you want to work on. Thankfully, the one our friend Max, his script got picked, which I was his writing partner last year, which I know which one I'm going to work on, unless for some reason he actually doesn't like me and he won't pick me. But yeah, no, it's
okay. Is your
so I haven't had any of that. I have it Tuesday.
Is your teacher's name George?
Yes, he is.
You're gonna do an assignment where you have to edit the audio of one of the scenes of one of my movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did this. Okay. He did all the post sound from one of my movies, and he asked me if he could use that as one of his lessons, and I said yes, you can. So you're gonna see a movie, and Marcel is in it. Our friend Marcel. Okay. He is. He's one of the actors in the scene that you're gonna be editing. So It's funny. I dropped out of that school, and now you cats are taking my stuff. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, look at that. I wonder what our mutual friend, which not actually one of the instructors there, wonder if he'll see that, what to think about it. What a douchebag that guy is. We ranted on him a little bit ago. Yeah.
I hope he sees it because I think it's funny. I think he's a piece of shit. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yes, big time. It's an asshole.
Anyways,
it's an asshole.
George is a nice guy.
Okay.
Off mic, I want to tell you something, but I don't think I should say it publicly. But we'll talk about it after.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what?
I'm
gonna get out of here. I'm gonna hit this button to stop because I want to go play Spider-Man.
Yes.
But before I do that, you're gonna tell me something. Oh wow.
I have an infected thumb. And I gotta take 4 a day.
How did this happen?
And you know what?
What'd you do?
I didn't do a single thing. It just got infected. That's what the doctor said. He said you don't have to even do anything. It just got infected. He said he's seen it before. It's not a rare thing, so I don't have to worry. But it hurts like a bitch. The thumb is like one of the most sensitive parts of the body, believe it or not. I was talking to the doctor about this, and
really,
yeah, it hurts. So I haven't been able to play Xbox for like the past 4 days, and it's been killing me because I like to play every day, play Fortnite, and I love Fortnite, because I'm a basic bitch. But anyways, haven't been able to play. Thumb's been hurting. It's getting better. I got to go take one of those now once we get off though, and yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and you know what? To end this off, that's just why I hate the fall and winter season, because it just brings out colds and sicknesses, and not to say that's where your infection came from, but it's just in the summer and spring, I never get sick. I never do.
You never get like that summer cold?
Nope, never do. Okay. I get sometimes headaches, but that's rare.
Yes, I get
winter
bad
and fall.
Yes,
I become a freak where I don't like to touch things. There's a lot of touchy people in the world. I don't like shaking hands. People get offended that I don't like doing that. Yeah.
Fair enough. Wow. Fall and spring to me are just like perfect weather. I don't like winter. I don't like summer. Too hot, too cold. But fall and spring, that nice medium. That's what I like.
Give me spring all year.
Okay. Yeah. I would do it. I'd do spring all year. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I want me some fall. I want half and half. No summer, no winter. All right. Here we go. Let's get out of here. We're just.
Yeah, I'm getting out of here. Bye.
All right. Hope you all enjoyed this more relaxed episode, kind of all over the place. It's a lot less to digest than last week, but hopefully you enjoyed it. All right. It's been Jake. It's been Ben. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.